Hey everyone, Rano and Sierra here. Welcome to the Love15.
Where in 15 minutes, we hear from committed couples on what it takes to make their relationships thrive.
Be sure to stay to the end and find out the #1 piece of advice this epic couple has that could make all the difference in your relationship. And today we have with us...
The beautiful Caroline and Greg.
All right, so we're going to get into round 1. This is Fast and Furious. First question, go.
All right, how long have you been together?
About 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Nice.
Perfect. Greg, this one's for you. Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Briefs?
Sometimes.
Perfect. You're not alone in that one.
Yeah, seems to be a common thread here. All right, Caroline, panties or thongs?
Thongs.
All right, sometimes. Morning sex or all the time.
Nice.
Or none.
Or none, or commando, exactly.
Morning sex or night sex?
Easy. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm morning for sure.
Morning.
Nice.
Nice. Saver or spender? Are you
Go ahead.
Saver, spender. I think I'm a spender.
You're a spender?
Yeah.
He's probably, yes, me too. Probably not good for both.
Yeah.
I know.
We're
right?
both spenders too.
We're both spenders.
Slacker or overachiever?
Go ahead.
Definitely overachiever.
Yeah. Both, yeah, probably both, yes. Definitely.
And then
Yeah.
beach or mountains?
Beach.
Yeah, beach.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's move into round 2. You finished round 1. Well done. Super easy.
So what would you say is your partner's superpower?
I think Caroline's superpower is her connection to the universe, her spirituality, and her ability to heal.
That's so sweet.
And she has an incredible gift that's connected to a higher power in such a way that she has the ability to feel things that people can't feel normally and connect with people and help them heal. I'd say that's her superpower.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah. So for me, Greg's superpower would be, he's just an incredible, courageous, athletic family man that really, really comes from his heart. I mean, you can feel it when he shares. He's so authentic and genuine. Yeah.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
Superpowers there.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
All right. Next question. When did you know that each other was the one that you were willing to commit to for the long haul?
You go first, honey.
Yeah. So I would say right around a year, I believe, right at when we hit the year, right before I moved in. Yeah.
I knew pretty.
Yeah. Well, he wanted me to move in after 3 months.
I knew pretty quick. In fact, I think the quote was, "I want you in my bed every night,"
He did.
which was sort of like the invitation to. So it was pretty quick for me. I'd say after about 2 or 3 months.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And this is for both of you. What are you most excited about around your relationship right now? Like in your relationship, what's most exciting?
Just how we're going even deeper in our exploration with our relationship, with our sexuality. We're kind of at this growth stage, I would say, that's really, really opening us up to a much deeper connection in all areas. So, and that's what I love.
Yeah, what's what the love about that?
Wow.
I like it that we. It's a lot of this discovery is coming from our prompts in a lot of the salons and the things we've experienced with Eden. That we've revisited our commitment to each other and have put that as one of the pillars of our relationship, that it's fixed. It's not flexible at all. The commitment is fixed. And that we as people are more flexible as now, Caroline and I, to new ideas and things. So when we get triggered, it doesn't have the juice maybe it had before. The triggers are shorter and there's permission for them, I guess now we could say. There's a lot of healing that occurs from our relationship. So that would be my share on that.
Beautiful.
I love this idea of fixed commitment.
Yeah,
It's like,
we have a fixed commitment too. That's not going anywhere, and we're learning to be more flexible in other areas.
Right.
12 years in, we're still learning to be flexible. But pretty good.
it's always evolution.
For sure.
Never stops. What does your partner do that annoys you the most?
You want to go first?
Top 10.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
No, right.
I would say it's rare now. So that's the really great news. But it's sort of this maybe like a little bit of emasculating that occurs once in a while. And when it does occur, that's my prompt or my reflexes become, would you like a do-over on that?
Oh, well done, sir.
Instead of getting kind of, reflexive to it, that's kind of become our response. And then it kind of cools it and gives it a little pause.
And mine is really more trivial. It's I'm super neat and organized, and Greg isn't. Wherever he's been in the house. So that's one of those things where I truly know that that's an area that I need healing in, to just allow him to be whoever he is and not make it wrong. I just kind of walk around and do what I can and not let it take away my peace, because that'd be silly.
Exactly, right. The don't sweat the small stuff kind of thing, right?
No. Right.
There's a great new healing modality around that. It's called a nanny. And it helps with that
They
situation.
pick up after you.
Yeah.
I think it's called a housemaid, not a nanny.
Oh, yeah, housemaid.
Yeah, we have that.
Love it. Awesome. All right.
All right, last question for this round. In 1 or 2 sentences max, what do you love most about your partner?
Well, for Caroline, what I love about her is there's just this aura about her, and a softness, just a love that sort of exudes from her. And not only for me, but for my family, for my kids, for my grandkids, there's just an ease about her. It's so much of an ease, so much of a peace that's so attractive. Can I keep going?
I know, right?
Sure, we're here all day.
So for me, for Greg, it's really his willingness to do the inner work that I'm so passionate about. It's hard to find that sometimes when you get to be our age. People get really set in their ways. And I remember interviewing him before we dated. It's like, I have to find a man that is willing to look at his shit and to grow. He does, and it's so important to me. Also, his love of family. We're both big on family, since we both have so many children, and that's really important to me, that he loves that and wants to have them be part of our lives. And like I said, he's generous, he's responsible, he shows up, you can count on him, and he has my back, which is really, really, really important to me. So I totally trust this man, and so grateful that we found each other.
Oh, man.
It's never too late.
I don't know if we're going to make it through the call.
Oh, yay.
Yay!
Ding, 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 ding. Round 2 is over. Well done. Good celebration on that.
I know.
Into round 3. All right.
All right, we're going a little deeper here. So what has been the most challenging aspect of your relationship?
I would say that in that arena of sexuality, I feel like I brought things to Greg that he maybe never heard of before or knew much about. And it caused a little bit of, beginning in our communication, he felt like when we would be in the bedroom, I would get too coachy. Right? He's like, oh.
Do it again, Paiza. Do it again.
Yeah. So So we've really had to learn how to communicate in a way that he can receive what I have to share and that he's open to it. And I know there's still places that are really edgy for him. So I just pause and I allow him to have, I know by pushing him, that doesn't work. So I'm just allowing him to grow at his pace. And so, yeah, it's been, at first it was kind of rough at times, but like I said, I think we're making huge progress. And,
yeah, I think Caroline spoke to it, and my experience of our relationship is, especially if I frame it against any other relationship I've had, is it's pretty seamless. Really, really, there's not a lot of really, really tough challenges that we have, and because of our willingness to discuss things, to pause and look at how something could be transformed, the willingness to do that keeps things kind of in check, and where there's not big breakdowns or huge challenges. That would be, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you agree that that was the one topic that?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
That's good.
Good thing we found Eden. I'm curious. It's helpful.
Yeah, and our couples council is fantastic, as you know.
Oh, we can't say that.
Oh,
You guys.
Gotta wait for them to ask us that.
oh.
No, sorry.
It's
No,
not
no,
good.
it's all good. I meant to tell you if it comes up, it's all good.
What would you say if you like? Sarah and I hold our relationship as that we're both here to help each other grow and become the best that we are. And what would you say is your biggest learning from your partner as a teacher in a way, like learning from them?
You go first. What are you learning?
I would say lots of things. Some of the bigger ones would be in the realm of sexuality and openness to learning new things in that area. Especially for me, the background in early childhood where I came from, there was not a lot of expression in that area. So we're put in each other's lives synchrodestiny wise, and really we're fortunate for that. And I think in a lot of ways, Caroline is a teacher for me in that area and a healer in that area.
That's good.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm really having to learn how to listen better, what he has to say, right? And like I was saying, pausing when, maybe I do know something more about that, but it doesn't matter because it's not the right time or place. And, so he's really teaching me how to do that internal audit first. If I'm sharing something that isn't landing or he needs more space with it. So pausing and maybe coming back later or really checking in to see if it's something that I need to share. Maybe it's my stuff, which a lot of times it is. So just helping me to be more reflective in my own self-auditing of what's my motives. Yeah.
Last question then. Tell us about your most romantic date to date.
I think that's a pretty automatic one for me. For you too, it's the epic date night that we had at the weekend retreat, the virtual retreat. It was so cool. I tell them about it? Yeah. So we sort of talked about what we'd like to experience that night. And then there were some prompts that were given to us, some different ideas. But one of the things we did at the onset was once we got off the call was we sat outside in the front. And by the way, we were dressed up. I had a tuxedo on. Caroline was dressed in a black dress with heels. She just looked insane. And we're sitting out on my front deck and we just talked for like about 3 hours. And the conversation was a different level of truth for us that we hadn't experienced before with each other or really with anybody else. And when that conversation ended, it gave us this new connection, sort of a new permission, a new vulnerability with each other that it's okay. We can talk to each other about everything, anything. And that just ended up going into the rest of the night, which included dancing and games playing, all kinds of stuff. It was amazing.
Yeah. Amazing lovemaking.
Yeah.
It was an epic date.
Truly. And we've said this before is we know that because of the container that was being held for everyone that weekend, that I know energetically was what allowed us to go so deep. It was so incredibly beautiful. I mean, we were like, this is it. This is what we need.
We both felt the container. And I especially did, which was really interesting. I usually wouldn't feel something like that, but I felt sort of this, I felt like I was being held in an energetic way, which was really cool. Lots of love. I could feel it.
Yeah, it was amazing, guys. We went really deep. We actually talked about marriage that night.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Covered the whole gamut.
Right, which is a big deal for us since we have 5 marriages between us.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, oh, that's been like a kind of a taboo word, so to speak. But,
Right. Right.
right?
Well, gun shy on that one, huh?
All right, final round. Here it is. The moment we've all been waiting for. If you could give one piece of advice for couples starting out that would make their relationship thrive, what would it be?
I would say that to be as authentic and real with their other partner and not to hold back, because if there's something that you feel like is not going to be accepted by them or judged by them, then you probably shouldn't be with them. So I'm really big about people being honest with who they are, how they feel, what their intentions are, and what they're wanting to experience in the relationship. The bomb for me, authenticity and vulnerability, you know, not wearing masks, not pretending to be something that you're not, because that never works. And yeah, so that would be mine.
I agree. And I'll add that something we touched on a little bit earlier that sort of is a foundation underneath our relationship or your relationship would be this fixed commitment that we talk about, that it isn't flexible at all, and that we as people are flexible in our relationship. So maybe I've been doing something a certain way for 40 years and that's not working in our relationship. So now this way of looking with this foundation is that I'll look at that in a more flexible way rather than, heck no, that's just the way I am, kind of take it or leave it. No, that's the old way. The new way with this foundation is to have flexibility in who I am for our relationship. So I think if you can have that as a foundation underneath, that'll be a great support.
Beautiful.
So good.
It's so good.
So good.
Great reminder.
I know.
Go ahead. I was going to say we have learned something from those past relationships. Yes, there were gifts, and we believe that there's gifts in every relationship. So we don't regret. We just
there's no power in being right either, you guys.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of times you can get into the right wrong kind of that little arm wrestling match, and there's no power in it. It's very disempowering.
Yeah.
To want to be or to be right.
Awesome. So that's all we have for today. Thank you so much, Greg and Caroline, for being with us today. And remember, everybody, the only thing that makes one relationship better than the rest is their commitment to seeing it all the way through with one another. So we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.